STYX Around podcast. I'm Bear.
And I'm STYX. On our podcast, we talk about everything airsoft. When you talk about giants in South African airsoft scene, one name always enters the conversation. TC, or Tunnel Conglomerate. Known for their size, precision, and presence on field, TC has become a symbol of excellence and integrity in the local airsoft community. Leading the charge is none other than our guest Mando, mentor and figurehead who's helped shape what it means to play with purpose. Mando, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me, both of you.
We look forward to diving into the story of TC and what it takes to lead one of the most dominant teams in South African airsoft.
Yes, thank you. That was an amazing intro. Thank you.
All hail Mando.
So let's start at the beginning. How did TC come to be, and what inspired you to form the team?
That's actually quite a funny story. So, me and a bunch of guys, we love games, we love fantasy and all this weird, stuff and so on. And, we at one point we were sitting talking about, all the mysteries of South Africa and so on. And we went, hey, we want to go like urban exploring and spelunking and stuff. And, I come out of a background with, hunting, professional hunting and anti-poaching and so on. And, we all went, what, South Africa is a dangerous place. So, maybe we should like go and shoot each other and figure out, will we be safe while we do urban exploring? And, it was a bunch of friends sitting around a fire, busy talking shit and so on. And, then we went, and I went, hey, have you guys seen Airsoft yet? And as I started talking about Airsoft, one of the other guys went, oh, my roommate plays Airsoft. And we went to a game and, we had this whole plan, everything. And we went to a game and we were hooked, hook, line, and sinker the first time around. And then we went, okay, but if we're going to start like playing, we need like a club or a group or something. So we're not just random people on a field. And because the very first game that we played was with Airsoft Hobby Club with Danny and the World War II guys. And, we got out of our vehicles and it's this presence. Everybody's in uniforms and everything, and we're standing there in our jeans and t-shirts. And so a bunch of the guys went, okay, we're going to start a club, and Edwin, you're in charge. And I was standing there like, wait, what? I don't want to be in charge. And they went, you're in charge. And from there, everything started snowballing. And that's actually the origin of TC. And, from there on, I like symbolism and so on. So I went and sat down and went, okay, but if we're going to have a group or a club, we need a name and there has to be symbolism behind it. So I started throwing ideas around and we got to Tunnels Conglomerate. And that was the idea of everything.
Wow. Edwin, so I think, that's an interesting origin story to it. And it speaks about you as a natural leader, right? I mean, seems like you just are that natural leader. And it speaks in terms of the size of the group. How big is the group at the moment?
So the active players from TC side is it's now 28 people.
Wow.
The TC it has about 40 people in, but a lot of people are working or is somewhere else in South Africa where they can't play airsoft, or they're doing work up in Africa and so on.
Okay.
And so we've got an active base of around 28 people currently.
Jeez.
That's still quite a lot.
No, I mean, 28. I mean, you often, and we've heard it on the other podcasts as well from the organizers, sometimes 28 is all that they get at an event. So you guys are an event on your own.
Yeah, I must say with everybody's schedules, because of how almost everybody's working 6 work days a week, and we have around like 12 to 15 people at it, at an event. If it's just us pitching up, but every now and again we get lucky and we get everybody there, and then it's just chaos.
Okay. And where are you guys based? Like, where's like, so obviously you guys are open to any players, you know. Do you have certain rules in terms of to becoming a TC member, and where are you guys majority based?
So most of us are based in Pretoria, Pretoria, Gauteng, and we do have a few members, like I say, that's all across South Africa. So we've got one or two guys in George and another guy in like Cape Town, and one of the guys is currently busy working in, I think, Nigeria. But yeah, we are actually based in Pretoria, and do like our open games and so on. Anybody is welcome. I don't care, and all the rest of us. We don't care what, if you're pink, blue, yellow, brown, white, whatever, or with who you play, or with what other organizers or teams you play, or what style of airsoft you play. We really can't care. But if you want to become a TC member, then we usually you have to play at least 3 games with us.
Okay.
With TC, where you run with the TC guys themselves. So that we can let you, get to know you and see how you react when people shoot at you, and if something goes wrong, what is your mentality and so on. Because the last thing you want is a grown ass man crying like a child because somebody shot at him, or his plastic BB hit a grass and flew into a different direction. And
Yeah.
so just so that we can see what the guys are made of, and then we start the process, and we do 1 or 2 training sessions to make sure people actually have ears and listen and so on, and then I'll send them all the forms and they join the club.
Okay. So, I mean, you mentioned it earlier what TC stands for. I was just curious, what does it mean for you and the team
uh
behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes, so Tunnels Conglomerate.
Yes.
So the name Tunnels Conglomerate, at the end of the day, when we got to it, when we decided upon it, was the whole thing of it's a conglomerate. So it's a bunch of small groups and so on that work together and to better ourselves and airsoft in general. And doesn't matter where you end up, or where you go. Another branch can always pop up, and there will always be another person that you can pick the phone up and call. The thing that gets tossed around is always, we're like family, and a family that you actually want.
Mhm.
So, pick up the phone, call me in the middle of the night, or call any of the guys at 2 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, I'm stuck here with a flat tire, or hey, I'm drunk, I can't drive home. And the guys will get in their cars and come and fetch you. And the tunnels part of it actually comes from, we've all of the guys, the original 6 of us that started TC, has gone through quite, stuff in our lives, bad stuff, dark times, and so on. And we went, you know what? You have to go through this to start appreciating how beautiful life is.
Mhm.
And so you have to go through this tunnel of darkness to see the light at the end, and enjoy it, and enjoy it so much more.
Well, that's actually quite profound. It's quite deep as well. I didn't know you're such a deep person.
Yeah, I know you mentioned symbolism, but this is next level, eh?
I surprise myself sometimes as well.
Oh man, I just want to clarify. Obviously, airsoft is a form of training for you guys, as you mentioned. But I do want to clarify that you guys aren't a militia. I mean,
No,
you're trained to improve yourselves in, I mean, worldly situations that could happen. And you say you guys are there for each other, and you guys have pockets of individuals or groups around the country. But it's not a militia.
no, not at all, not close, nothing like that.
I just need
Um,
to clarify that. Just in case someone's like, oh, everyone plays airsoft to be militia. No, no.
no.
It's to improve ourselves, yes, but it's not a militia.
Yeah, no, it's to improve ourselves, and it's to have fun. The whole point of airsoft is to have fun. And, it's not always to win. It's not always, to be the best on the felt. If you're playing against, every time that you step on the felt, you're the best guy there, then you're not learning anything.
Yeah.
So no, we're definitely not a militia. When I talk about training and so on, it's as you busy going through a building and you're clearing, you're being observant, you're looking around you. And when you're driving your car, now suddenly you're observant as well, and you're looking around you, and you can see the clouds crossing over the sun, or the sunrise, or the sunset. You start looking at life differently, and so it's to teach the skills to enjoy life more.
Yeah. And I must be honest, I mean, I haven't known you in your darkest times. I've known you through some of tough times, but I wouldn't say that was necessarily your darkest times. But whenever we come across each other face to face, it definitely you get this, lack of a better word, but this aura of you just enjoying life, and that is a beautiful thing, and it rubs off on the people around you. And I think my next question is gonna touch on this as well. You get various different types of leaders, right? And you are a leader of one of the biggest teams in South Africa. What's your leadership style like, and how have you grown as a leader and evolved your leadership?
Oh wow, that's a difficult question. My leadership style. So to
Dis
touch.
of ja korporaal of ja doos.
Oh, please no! I despise that type of leadership. So for me myself, for myself is, I got thrown into the deep end with a bunch of guys going, "You're the leader," and so I had to learn on the job. Definitely, I've been learning so much of leadership over the past few years that we've played, and since DCS started and so on. And I firmly believe that a leader cannot know everything. And if a leader says they know everything, then they're either bullshitting or lying.
Mm.
So for myself, it is the fact of, I'll, I will always step up and try, and be there for the guys, because I cannot ask them to do something if I'm not willing to do it myself.
Mm.
Lead by example.
Yeah, lead by example. But if it's necessary, stand behind show the guy how to do it, and then go and stand behind him and, take off your belt and chase him. Um, but yeah, when it all started, I had a very, soos jy nou gesê het, ja, corporal, type of leadership, come on, I said this, let's get this going. And I very quickly realized that it does not work. That type of leadership does not work. And, I started despising myself for being that type of leader, because that's not a person that I will follow.
Mm.
And, so it has evolved. Like I said, I've been learning on the time. And, there's been a few times where I called out a few guys and went, hey, if I'm being, if I'm being a Duis, if I'm being a box to you, call me out on it. Tell me. And so every now and again, we would be in a situation, and I start barking orders, and one of the guys goes, Edwin, yes, a box. Mando, yes, a box. And, I would go, like, stand still and go, oh, shit, yeah. Sorry, guys, okay, let's do this, give me your opinion, let's talk about this. Because everybody has an opinion, and sometimes, and a lot of times, actually, the ideas that other guys have is so much better than what you have, the idea that you had.
Yeah.
And and you have to listen to the guys around you and adapt and overcome. I used to do event organizing, and for like weddings and stuff. And one of the stuff that I learned from that was, doesn't matter how good your planning is, stuff will go wrong.
Yeah.
And
everything goes to shit after the first contact.
Yes. And at the end of the day, it's not about how good your planning was. Look, your planning has to be good, but it's not about how good your planning was. It's how well you adapt to the situation after everything went to shit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my leadership style has changed a lot over to that side as well.
That's interesting. That's cool.
Well, I mean, it takes someone big to be like, listen, if I'm doing something wrong, call me out on it. Not many people would appreciate that, or be fond of being told, listen, you're doing this wrong. So to be able to take that speaks volumes about your character.
You kind of wish people in workspace, in a normal work environment, adapted that mentality. Because I can tell you now, there isn't a lot of managers and business owners with teams under them that manages their staff in that same way. You know, it isn't in most work experiences that I've been in. It's either your corporal of your doers, and if you don't do what I tell you to do, pack your bags type of thing. But a good leader is a person that, if you think about a wolf pack, the leader of the wolf pack is not the person, not the wolf in the front, it's the wolf at the far back.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, you have to realize that everybody has different strengths, and to be an effective team, you have to use everybody's strengths for the good of the team, but also be able to cultivate their strengths and who they are.
That's what I have with STYX. I mean, I let STYX loose. I just say, let loose the whole house. And you let these things.
No, I remember the one video. We were playing. It was like against, I think it was Help 24. And you're like, oh, we're pushing up the building. We like full up. And then as we get to the corner, you're like, go for it. I just ran up the corner having fun. How's it, guys? STYX from Just Bear With Me and STYX Around podcast. Just wanted to take this time to quickly thank our sponsors. So thank you, SA Airsoft Magazine, for sponsoring us, and also giving away the July and August issue for those who have registered on the website. So guys, don't miss out. Go through to the website, sign up, and you'll get 2 free magazines to read.
Hey guys, Bear here from Bear With Me and STYX Around podcast. I have some very exciting news. Bruce from Airsoft League SA and STYX have given us 2 tickets for any 2 of our lucky winners in a lucky draw competition to win tickets into STYX valued at 550 Rand each. It's very simple on how to get it. The first ticket is anyone as a lucky draw that has subscribed to our YouTube, has become a follower on our Facebook page on SA Airsoft Magazine, and also registered on our website at SA Airsoft Magazine, will get a draw or an entry into a draw. You can also get additional entries if you share the YouTube as well as the Airsoft Magazine on your social medias with hashtag AirsoftX giveaway, as well as hashtag Bear With Me and STYX Around podcast. The second ticket, anyone that has bought a ticket from 1st of July all the way to end of August, the 31st of August, will get a full refund on their ticket. So guys, don't miss out. Go, subscribe, like, share, and let us know.